Hello again, Alan Mathews here. This is video number 7 in this series of learning a piece from step by step, from beginning all the way up to a fine high level of artistry, playing beautifully every note, singing, and just eliciting the most beautiful emotional responses from you and your listeners. So we've split things into sections, small sections that we can chew on. We have looked at all the notes and musical markings. We have clapped the rhythm. We've looked at the dynamics, although if you're a beginner, you put it at the end. We have looked at the right hand by itself. We have now looked at the left hand by itself. And now we have gotten to the point we can put them together. And so what you're going to be tempted to do is just to start wailing at this thing. And you've got to practice, well, ideally, I can't tell you what you've got to do, but in a perfect world, you practice extreme discipline and don't just jump right in playing, but actually go back. You might actually want to review the right hand again, because that's the part that's going to go south. Chances are your left hand will be fine on this, but your right hand has the potential of really going south. And what I mean by that is that you'll just play with whatever finger comes up and you won't actually be playing the consistent fingering that you worked out in step 5, or step 4 as it is, working the right hand by itself. So if you need to review the right hand by itself one more time, I've got it up right here. M, I, M, P, P. Hit the right string. Do that. You do it with the dynamics. So just review that a little bit, because now we're going to be putting them together. Now, the first thing to remember when you put the hands together is that rhythm is out the window. For the very first run with hands together, don't play the rhythm, because if you try to stay on rhythm, then you may compromise your right hand fingering just to play the note on time, and it's not worth it. Now, rhythm is super important. I'm a huge advocate of rhythm, and that's why we did it before anything else. But at this stage, we want to do what is sometimes called aim-directed movement or goal-directed movement. It's basically, you want to get this absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect, with both hands playing exactly the fingering that they want to. So we want to program our minds to play this. We can always get it faster, right? Delay your immediate gratification just a little bit longer and play this really slow. So the very first note we're going to look at, we have C, first finger, second string, and we are playing it with the M finger. And so that is our first thing that we want to do. The second note is the 3 finger with the I, and that's what we want to do. And then the third finger is the M, fourth is the I, first finger again, and then the first of the next measure is the M, and then the 2 thumbs. I was somewhat in time right there just because I was, but you don't have to be. You can take corrective pauses, and what I mean by corrective pauses is if we get 3 notes in, and you think, wait, if there is any confusion whatsoever, eliminate the confusion. That's what we're doing by going through all these steps, right? We're just putting the hands separately. We're eliminating confusion, left and right. So then you would look and say, oh, the M finger plays that high E. That's what you do. And so you might actually stop and actually say, wait a second, I'm feeling confused. Figure it out and then come back and do it. To where you are just programming in, and you can always get steadier and you can always get faster, but the whole process will go much faster from beginning to end if you do it this way, and if you really do it this way and you really take your time to do these steps. So then as you go on, you can then put it in some sense of rhythm. But the main thing is that you can consistently go back and do that. Now, the next thing to do is to put your dynamics back into it. If you're doing it at this stage, then you could, okay, my first note's going to be loud, and then a little bit less, and then much less, and then more, and then less, and then less, and then more. And so you can go through just note by note. And really beautiful playing if that's your goal, is to play beautiful music, it really happens on a note-by-note basis. It's not like you say, this section is forte. Well, it is, but within that, there's all these note-by-note variations that happen, and that's really what makes things beautiful. Just like in our voice, I'm not saying every single thing at the very same volume. Every single word has its own, and every single syllable has its own inflection and how it goes up and down in volume and pitch and everything. And that's what we want to do with our music. It seems like a lot at first, but that's okay, because all you're dealing with is this one little bitty section. And yes, there's a whole other section and there's, all these other sections, but you'll get to them. And it's going to take you the same amount of time to learn the piece this way, or even less time, as it would if you just bludgeoned through it and then just kept hacking at it, trying to get it up to a high level. The overall time is going to be the same or even less, you doing it this way. As time goes on, absolutely less, and you'll have it memorized. So chances are you may have this first section memorized already, and isn't that exciting? You didn't even have to try. That's the beauty of working in this way with the steps and doing them, is that you oftentimes memorize everything without even trying to, just because you're doing it in so many different ways, so many different times. So that is doing it. Aim-directed movement, goal-directed movement. The main thing is that you're going hands together, but really staying integral to which finger on the right hand plays which note, which hand on the left finger, and really doing it consistently every single time. No mistakes. If you make a mistake, you have to flagellate yourself. You have to whip yourself 50 times to repent. Okay? I'm glad we made that deal. I will see you in the next video where we talk about speeding it up, putting it with the metronome, joining the sections together, and just closing it down so that you can actually then be playing the piece at tempo. It is the final video, this next one, and so you'll be on your way after that. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon.